Hi everyone, welcome to Manish IT. This is Manish. Today I am going to discuss about class and object in C++. So let us start our discussion. Before going to discussion about class and object, we have to know about what is procedural oriented programming language or what is function oriented programming language. So because of C++, so here plus plus means what? It is extension of C programming language. That means whenever we are going to C++, first of all, we have to know about C programming language and also what are the advantages and what are the problem we had to face in C language, and also here we will see how that problem solved in C++. Due to C++ extension of C language, extension means what? That means some changes with features, and due to these changes it gives us better result. That's why I am going to discuss about what is procedural oriented programming language and what are the assets of it and also its drawback. We know that C programming language is function oriented programming language. Now question is that what is called function oriented programming language? Simply we can say that the total program of divided the total program is divided into a small part of program that is also known as subprogram, and its technical meaning is function. Let us, I will tell you one example. Suppose you have written any C program, and if 10 lines are there in that program and compiler gets error, then it is some easy to find your errors in that program. But if program line is like 200 and your compiler tells you only error but will not clarify where is on which line having errors, then it is very complicated to find your errors within the program. Due to you have you have to check your from beginning to last in your program. And one another issue with more number of lines in any program, that program performance is decreases. We can simply say that performance is inversely proportional to program line. Here if performance is increases, then definitely line is decreases. If program line is increases, then definitely performance is uh, decreases. So it is vice opposite. Its working is opposite. If so now here its solution is that we have to divide our program in sub program, that means part wise, using some function which function is used user defined. So now due to this step, your program performance is increased as well as easy to find your errors. Why I am saying saying performance increased? Due to if program size is less than conservation of memory, then automatically your program performance is increased. So if a suppose if program whatever you have written, that program size is less less number of lines, then due to less number of lines their conservation of memory is less, then automatically performance is increased. So now, before starting about class and object, we have to understand cout and cin function. So let us start. What is stream? Means a sequence of characters we having which having a source. Another, it is there are two types of stream. First one is input stream. Second one is output stream. And streams are providing some class and object to control standard input output operations. So here IO stream, we having IO stream. IO stream provides us I stream as well as O stream. I stream, that is input stream, O stream, that is output stream. So from this both stream we are getting IO stream, and from whole we are getting like IO stream dot h. So from this O stream we are getting a object that name is cout, and here from I stream we are getting another object that name is cin. So how we can implement it, we will see in. So here what is cout? So cout is nothing but it is a predefined object which is available in OStream class and found with iostream.h. It refers to console output that is monitored and performs both formatted and unformatted output operations. Now, con conversion characters required in cout because of implicit, that means internally conservation. So it's what is its syntax? So see here syntax. So syntax is like cout, and whatever you want to write, print your statement, that statement is written in double quotation, and whatever variable you want to merge in that statement, you have write like 1 second less than. So what is how we can see, we can read it. So cout insertion operator, and inside double quotation your statement, and once again insertion operator and variable. So this less than symbol, its name is nothing but insertion, and you can also say that put to operator, and also output operator, and also it is called like overloaded left shift operator. So generally we are saying like insertion operator, and question is that why, how many times we have to use this operator in one cout function. So it is, it's no limitation, we can say that it's no limitation, because of C++ gives us cascading cascading function, cascading property. So what is that cascading property? It means it refers to be using more than one insertion or extraction operators. So what is extraction operator, we will see. So what is seen? So scene, it is also predefined object which always refers to a standard input device, that is keyboard, and it is available in iStream class and found in iostream.h. So what is its syntax? So see, syntax is cin and greater than symbol and variable one, and greater once again variable 2, and it's goes to n variable. So here I already told you, you can use more than, it is depending on your choice how many times you want to uh, use this symbol in one statement. So what is meaning of greater than? It is nothing but it is extraction. We can simply say that it is insertion less than insertion, and greater than symbol is extraction, and also input. We generally we can say that this means output and this means input. So but its technical meaning is it is insertion operator and it is extraction operator. So next, what is class? So we have to know about it is user defined data types, complex data types, and collection of members, that is data members is nothing but that variable, and member function is nothing but function, but its technical meaning is in C++ we can its technical meaning like data members and member function. So next line is class is a container type and it provides the concept of data and encapsulation. So next is class provides the concept of data hiding with private declaration. Another class is blueprint or original copy to construct the object, that is it is a plan before constructing object. So here what is blueprint? Suppose I will give one example. Suppose you having any mark sheet from any recognized board or university. So that mark sheet copy is original copy is only one for everyone. So suppose you have to attach anywhere that marks it. So you simply what will you do? So you will do that marks it or Xerox of that marks it and attach that Xerox. So that marks it is original copy, and where we have to use that is Xerox. So we will see in details. There is three types of access specifier which is used inside the class, that is private, public and protected. Another term, if user has not defined any access specifier within a class, then compiler automatically assumes that all members are private in that particular class. Then if all members of that class will be private, then what's happen? It can never possible to access those members from outside the class. So it is important point of class. See what is class of syntax. So here we can write our class syntax in two way. First is class, then class name, and open curly braces. Inside open curly access specifier, and this is colon operator, and then data members, that is nothing but variable, member function, that is nothing but function, and after closing that class it is compulsory to use semicolon operator. So see this example. Here I have written like class as a keyword, and next our class name is that is employees. So inside that class I have declared like private I have used here as a access specifier, that is private. So inside private area I have declaring like float employee salary. So, and we having another access specifier, that is public. So inside public area I have declared like int employee id, employee is, and character it is employee name, and one member function, that member function is uh, name is void get employee data. So this is our declaration part. So we will see in details in next slide. So see another how we can write our class. So it is whenever you it is not compulsory to write your class name. So it is the rule, when class name is not declared, then declaration of member function must be declared inside the class, and objects should be declared just before completing the class. It is the rule. So whatever member function is here, you should to define within the class, and you also must have to return your write your object's name after completing the class. See in example, here I have written like class, and inside private area is student roll number and student marks and character type student name. Public area void get function and its declaration part, and I have mentioned here s1 and s2 as the object of this class. So see this rule, when class name is not declared, then declaration of member function must be declared inside the class, and object should be declared just before completing the class. So see in what is object. So object is an instance of class, whereas class is defined, then no memory is allocated. But when object is initialized, then memory is allocated of that class. Object can be created inside main function with the help of class name, or also created after completing of class structure just before semicolon of that class. Next point is, we can create any number of objects of respective class according to our need. Our syntax of object is class name, then object name. Class name, simply example student s1 s2 s3 is, it is the object, its declaration part. But this syntax used in inside main function, not in whenever I have used class and I want to declare our object with the class, but it is not need to this syntax. It is only applicable within the main function. So see how we can implement in program. So see this, here I have used a header file like has include iostream, so and also here has include conio.h class, and class name is employee. So inside it is open of class, and inside the class we declare in private area float employee salary, and inside public area I have declared like int employee id, employee is, character employee name is string type, so here I have used size of character, and void get data, it is nothing but member function. So here I have a another member function that is named void print data, but thing is that I have declared here this member print data function within the class, and void get data outside the class. So question is that why I have declaring within one member function within the class and one another is from outside the class. So it is not restriction of our class, it is the rule of class. If it is not restriction to define your member function uh, outside the class, and it is also we can say that it is not a restriction to define your member function inside the class. So it is your choice, it is depending on your choice, but rule is that whenever you want to declare your member function from outside the class, then definitely you should to write your class name. If you are not mentioning your class name, then definitely you never access your member function out from outside the class. So that's why you should to mention here your class name. So another question is that how can access our member function from outside the class. So thing is that syntax for it we can say simply return type and class name, and this is nothing but access scope resolution operator. Colon is nothing but it is a scope resolution operator, it is rule. And what a member function you want to declare, that member function should return here. That's why I have written like here so question one thing is that why I have written here void. So void, it is rule of our class, whatever return type of that member function. So here our member function is like get data and it is returning value like void. So that's why we should to write same return type here, and after whatever our class name is there in I have used, that class name is we should to write here, and then a scope resolution operator, and then what member function I want to use, so that member function name is here. So that's why our this is the syntax, this is nothing but this is the rule, return type whatever return type of that member function, that return type is written here, and class name, and then a scope resolution operator, and then member function name. And we should to define our this function. So whatever statement and the instruction written by it is depending on user. So here I have written simply cout enter employee name is id salary. So it is working here in C++, it is working like printf function. If I am comparing here to C language, so cout is nothing but it is same thing to printf function. So in printf function, whatever what are you doing? That is printing whatever statement is written inside printf function. That is simply printed on the screen. So the simply the same thing is here. See out whatever statement in double quotation that is printed on our screen. And cin is nothing but same to scanf function. Whatever but there is a one another thing there in C language, a printf function and scanf function, that both are text like format specifier. So here yeah, but in C language it cannot accept any format specifier. So that's why we simply it accept like whatever variable is there. So variable how why question is that why I am writing like employee name, employee age, employee ID, employee salary. So see this, you give a message to user, first name, then age, then id, then salary, then user has entered accordingly to this. So you should to write your scene, write your logic accordingly to this statement. So name, age, then age, id, salary, salary. So its declaration part of void get data is over. And void print data, what is statement of void print data? Whatever details entered by user, that same details printed by void print data. So here void, inside void, every program that is started from our main function. So here inside main function, I have declared employee e1 e2. It is a e1 is one object, e2 is another one object. So from I want to I want to user enter some value for some details for E1 employee one details. So it is one another rule in C programming language, the C++ programming language, and for class, especially for class, whenever you want to access your class data members or data member function, then you should to use dot operator followed by object. So here the same thing I have done here. So here I have used, it is rule for return like whatever object you have declared, that object name, then dot operator, then that member function or member data members. So here I have written like I want to take details from a user. So that's why I have written get data function. So e1 dot get data function, then it comes here and executed all the instruction within this declaration part. And after execution of scene, then it is exist from get data function. And coming to next line, e2 get data. So once again it's come to get data function and executed all the line and exist from this get data function. And once again it's come to e1 print data. So print data definition is here. So our compiler comes to here and executed all this line and exist from this print data function and comes to another next line in our main function. So e2 dot print data. So after execution, once again it goes to print data, and after execution of all this line, it exists from print data function and simply get it's come to get ch. And get ch is nothing but to read all these values. Not simply we can say that it's hold our screen. It is not holding our screen, it is reading all this data, whatever entered by user and whatever we want to print it, that it is reading. Its work is like reading, and then scanning, after scanning that data to printed on the screen. So I will show you in program how we can run this program in Turbo C. Before we see another program. So see this, we having another program. I have here it has include iostream.h and another has include conio.h. But here I did not mention here our class name. I have not mentioned our class name, what type of our class name. Because I have here used another syntax. So here, if whenever I already told you, whenever you did not mention your class name, then you should to follow some certain rules. That what is that rule? So we can simply say when class name is not declared, then declaration of member function must be inside the class, and also object should be declared after completing this class structure just before semicolon. So same thing is happening here. Nothing here, class name is null, that means nothing. And we define like character. So simply here one common thing here I have used here access specifier as a private, and here I did not mention any access specifier. So how I already told you, when class definition, then that times whenever you did not mention your access specifier, then your compiler understood assumes as a these all things are as a private, so it is automatically our compiler let it private. So next thing is public. So inside public area, I declared like a void get data and its definition part. And next member function is void print data and its definition part. And after closing this class, I have declared here s1 and s2. That is object, s1 object and s2 object. So our every program starts from main function. So our whenever I compile it and run it, then our compiler comes here clear screen and s1 dot get data. So first it our compiler finds s1 is object or not. So our compiler gets s1 object. If here I have written like only s, then it's throw an error. So after finding s1 data, so it I have used here s1 dot get data. It's rule because of for data member function of a class is followed by dot operator. Using dot operator, it's followed by object. So here object dot operator and get that member function. So here it's come our compiler comes to get data function and executed all these line and exit from this function, and once again it's come to s2 dot get data and comes from once again it's come to get data declaration part and executed all these lines and exist from this this function like get data function, and it comes to s1 dot print data and it's executed, it comes to print data declaration part definition part and executed every line, and after execution it exists from this print data and it comes to s2 dot print data. Once again it comes to this void print data and executed all these lines and exist from this print data and comes to get cs, and finally it's exist from our program. So after existing this program, it's printed all this value. So see this how we implement it in programmatically. So let us see in I will show you in our how we run that program. So see this is the program what this is the first program with the class with using class name. So here I have written like simply class name is employee and inside private area. So I have also mentioned here it is optional, and inside private area plot employee salary, inside public area employee id employee age, and it is string type, its name character that is string, and void I have declared some declaration of member function get data and print data, and our class is closed. And from outside I have defining all that member function of that class. So see this it is the definition part of this class member function, and I already discussed these all things in. So simply I will show you what are written in there here. What are so our here I have written like integer type of our main function. So whenever I have used here integer, then definitely it gives some return value. So I have not using return value, then it's giving warning message. So if you want to suppose you all are definitely familiar with this this scenario. Suppose like void int, when we are using void, then what's happen when we are using integer with main function, then what's happen. So simply I am running this program and showing what is the getting result. So see, so employee name is suppose employee name is ram, and that is age is like 25, and their id is suppose like 6116, and his salary is 10,000. so it's salary part. And next employee ID is Sam. Yes. And its ID, suppose its age is like 21, and its ID is like 8765, and its salary is 9090. So see this how, so whatever I have entered same, our output is similar to entered value, so it's our program is correct. So see next program. Oh, see this, here student details, and here I have defined class without using class name. So see character name and a string type of character there, that is name, and a string type branch, and a long int roll number and enrollment number. And inside the public area I have declared like a data member function, and it is data member. So our class, it is whenever it is rule for a class, so whenever you are not using, I already told you and discussed that whenever we did not mention our class name, so what's happened then, class name is not declared, then declaration of member function within, must be within that inside the class. And also we should to declare our object name just before semicolon, so same thing is happening here. And see inside main function I have here used like int main, and due to int main it's returning some integer type value. So its declaration part I already discussed it, so simply I run this and show you. So see this, enter student name, suppose Raju as a student name, their roll number is 25, and suppose enrollment number is 8, like this, and branch is suppose civil. It's asking next student details, like suppose I have entered Manish and roll number is 1, and enrollment number is like this, and branch is CSC. So see this same, whatever I have entered during whatever I have entered, same output is it's giving same there is output and result. So it is correct, whatever I used in implementation part, whatever I logic used in implementation, all thing is correct. So it is really it is definitely help. If you having any question, then please comment in the comment box, and if really this video is helpful to you, then please share with your friends and subscribe my channel. So thank you for watching and listening my presentation. So